Welcome summoners. This video is about new free champion rotation of Season 3 Week 9. Let's see what champions we have this week. We have Diana, Draven, Graves, Orianna, Amumu, Nasus, Zillion, Nidalee, Lux, and Renekton. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. In this video I'll be talking about tips and tricks of the champions that are free this week. This video is meant to be for people who have not that much experience with League of Legends or people who don't know how to play a certain champion. Let's get started. First off, we have Diana. Diana is a fighter, jungler, mage champion. She can be played at mid lane, top lane, or at the jungle. When you play Diana, I suggest building tanky mixed with ability power. She has a combo that she uses with her Q and her R. First she casts her Q. If it hits the enemy, you can use your R with no cooldown on it, and then you will do a lot of burst damage. I have played Diana today, and I think she is pretty good, and if you like champions that have a lot of burst damage, you should play Diana, and I do recommend them for new players. The second one on the list is Draven. Draven is a ranged carry champion. He can be played at bot lane. I already own Draven, so I know pretty much what to play with him. I usually start off with a Bloodthirster. I just go full AD, buy some armor pen if they have a tank in the team. And I don't suggest playing him if you are new to this game, because he has this E, and then you have to keep doing shit. Or it's one of the spells, I don't know, I haven't played him in a long time. But you have to do certain things, but his ultimate's a lot of fun sniping people. So I don't really recommend playing him, as you also have to last hit very much. The third one is Graves. Graves is a carry ranged champion, as well as an AD carry in bot lane. This is pretty much the same as for Draven, except this has a different ult and a different combo. Finish, you should use your E to come in range and use your Q. This way you do a lot of poke damage, but you will also get a lot of mana need. His ultimate is very good to finish off or to open team fights. The fourth one on the list is Orianna. Orianna is a ranged mage champion. She can play as support or at mid lane. I have never played Orianna before, but I assume that she is pretty hard to play because you have to do certain things with the ball, with the orb, and I do not really know how. Well, I know about her ultimate, which is very good in team fighting, or when someone is going to turret dive. When someone is diving into your turret to kill you, use your ultimate underneath him, and then it will knock him up and then pull it back to the center of the circle that you put out underneath him. And it also does damage, but that way you are pretty much immune to turret diving. Also, you have a shield for yourself and a slow. The fifth one on the list is Amumu. Amumu is a tank melee and also a jungler champion. He can be played at top lane or a jungle. Amumu has pretty much a lot of AP, but you should combine AP with tankiness to open team fights with your ultimate and with your bandage toss. I prefer playing Amumu as a tank though, because it's very useful in teamfights and you will last very long. Most of the time, you will not get aced. I recommend playing Amumu because he is pretty easy to play. All you have to do is skill shot your Q and then ult in a team fight. Bust out some tears and you will get it done right. The fifth one on the list is Nasus. Nasus is a pusher fighter melee champion. He can be played at top or jungle. When you play Nasus, you want to build it tanky. You can make it Bruiser, which is AD and tank, but I prefer tanky because tanky is mostly at every champion the best that is not an AD carry or mid. He has this Q that he can farm minions with. When you finish a minion with your Q, it will stack the damage. I don't know how much damage it is, but you get a certain amount of damage on your Q again. It depends what minion you kill, or if you slay an enemy with your Q. It's a different amount of damage extra that you get. When I play Nasus, I always stick at top to farm minions. I barely switch lanes, and I try to stay at my lane as long as possible. I can do that by warding the bushes very good, so I can be careful for the enemy jungler. I never push, I always stay under my turret, and then it will go ape nuts late game. Nasus is pretty boring early game, but if you like farming and being OP late game, I definitely recommend Nasus. If you do not like that, I do not recommend Nasus. His Q can also be damaged at turrets, which will burst down turrets very quickly. In that way, Nasus is a very good backdoorer as well. The 7th on the list is Zilean. Zilean is a support ranged mage champion. He can be played at mid lane or as a support. He has a lot of AP. When I go support with him, I just build AP. Because his bombs, which is his skill, you put it on someone's head, above his head, and then it detonates in 4 seconds. It does damage to the player that you put it on, and to the creatures around him. You can also put it on your team. So it's very useful to have it with like a Zac, the new champion. You can put it on Zac, he will jump in with his like catapult thing, and then it does pre-damage, a lot of engage damage. It's pretty freaking good. I suggest playing Zilean because he's not that hard to play. He only has 1 damage skill, and then the rest is just pretty much support. It's very fun to play because it's Zilean, and yeah, I don't know, Zilean is just a lot of fun. The 8th on the list is Nidalee. Nidalee is a support, pusher, and pretty much a jungler as well. She can jungle if you want to. She can be played as AP and AD. She has this ultimate that she can go into a cougar form. When she has a cougar form, she has different spells that cost no mana. When you play a normal form, which is the human form, you have different spells as well, but those cost mana. You have a spear, a trap, and a heal. What's so funny about Nidalee is her spears. She does a lot of damage with those spears. The damage is scaled on the distance that you are from the enemy champion. So if you throw a spear at someone, always walk back because it will do more damage, because it's scaled on the distance. When I play Nidalee, I always build Tear of the Goddess twice. One for Muramana and one for Seraph Embrace. And this way you get a lot of mana, which Nidalee very much needs, and a lot of damage with the Muramana. When you have done that, and you are about to hit someone with your spear at maximum distance, you can one-shot AD carry or mid champions pretty easy. I do not suggest playing Nidalee as a new player because she needs some skill shots, and you know what to do with the jump from a cougar form. You need to know where the places are that you can jump over and where you cannot. The 9th one on the list is Lux. Lux is a support mage champion. She can be played at mid lane or at bot lane as a support. Lux has a lot of AP damage. Lux has his ultimate that is a laser. You can cast it in a straight line for a certain amount of damage, and also for a certain amount of distance. The distance is not unlimited, so you can't go across map, but it does a lot of damage and it's pretty quick channel, and it is not that hard to dodge, but most people just can't dodge it. It's very good to finish a kill, or when you have a team fight and they're all lined up, you should use your ultimate. It's so perfect. And the good thing about Lux is her ultimate cooldown at level 18 normally is about 30 seconds. So you can cast that laser that does about 1k damage every 30 seconds. So that's like a guaranteed kill every 30 seconds. It's very good. I do recommend playing Lux. It's not that hard to cast her ult and hit someone. And she has a bind and a slow that does damage. Her passive is, when you use a spell on someone, he gets this debuff, and when you hit him while the debuff is at him, it does extra damage. It's very strong. The last one is Renekton. Renekton is a fighter melee champion. He can be played at top lane, and he is pretty much tanky and has a lot of damage. When I played Renekton, I built Radiant's Omen, and a Frozen Millet, and then Bloodthirster, and then you can pretty much buy whatever you want. His Q has a lot of lifesteal. His W stuns you and does damage. His E is named Slice and Dice. You can dash forward or any side that you want to, and when it hits something that you can deal damage to, you can dash again. But when that one is done, you have no more dashes for a certain amount of time. Renekton's ult is the same one as Nasus' ult. He grows bigger, he gets more HP, more damage, and more armor for a certain amount of time. I do recommend playing Renekton, since he is pretty easy to play and has a lot of damage. He is totally not squishy, and he's pretty fun to play. This was it for New Free Champion Rotation Season 3 Week 9. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.